In this video, we're going to talk about how to quit your job and start your own business. I can guarantee you it is easier than you think, but I'm going to share a distinct formula that will help you do it in less than 90 days. So in this video, we're going to talk about 4 very distinct things. Number 1, how do you start the business? Which means you got to quit the job at some point. Number 2, just how to do it right now. Use your skills you have. This doesn't have to be a big fancy business just to get going. Number 3, all of the legal licenses and things that you need to set up for. And number 4, what you're going to enjoy the most is how you get capital or funding if you need it. Number 1, how do you start? Well, first you got to say, why do you want to start a company? Let me just give you the answer. Because you want to live a wealth building life. You want to be an entrepreneur and a wealth builder. So you go to a job and make somebody else rich because you're working for somebody else's company. You have a legal right, once you're 18 years old in any country in the world, to start a company. And I want you to start a legal company with the intent that you're going to make money. So many people and CPAs drive me crazy when they tell you, and I want you to put in the comments if you've been told this, because it's a total lie. You don't make enough money to start an entity. You shouldn't get an LLC or an S-Corp. It won't help you. You don't make enough money. That has nothing to do with it. Income isn't the question or the answer. It's, do you want to be an entrepreneur and a wealth builder? Do you want to take legal deductions? 83,000 pages of deductions in the United States tax code. Do you want to write off your car, your phone, ladies' wardrobe? You don't get to write off any stuff if you just have a job. If it's just you operating as an employee and walking around the world, you do not get these benefits. So at 18, I am very aggressive with our parents that I coach and mentor. Get your kids incorporated if you want them to be an entrepreneur. So absolutely. How do you get started? You say, yes, I want to have a business. We get you incorporated. And while we're doing that, we go into number 2, which is, how do you start? I want the simple, what I call 21st century lemonade stand. Simple stuff with your skills that you already have. Because I have a lot of work as your mentor and coach to get you to be an entrepreneur, right? So let's just go through what that's going to take. I got to teach you marketing, sales, accounting, fulfillment, customer service, technology, and all the rest of the infrastructure. You got a lot to learn to run a company, all right, and be a great entrepreneur. So why, when we have to spend the first year or 2 doing the entrepreneurial training, are you going to go pick up another skill set and then learn that too? It's too much. So let's put a business around simple stuff, like the stuff you love. Hobbies. I have some guys that love woodworking. Now they're doing woodworking and they're subcontracting to a whole bunch of shops. They actually work out of their garage. They build whatever. I live in Lake Tahoe, so we have those beautiful wooden bears. We've got wooden eagles, and I have guys that literally subcontract that work in their shops, and then they sell to other people in town to have unique other art pieces. I have metal art folks. So you tradesmen out there who say, oh, I can't do it. Yes, you can. Welding is an extraordinary skill and it's going away quickly. So tradesmen, you got massive skills to become an entrepreneur. If you're a teacher, you're going to tutor. And I know some of you say, I don't like to tutor. Are you kidding? Right now, you have the greatest opportunity because the school system's a disaster. It was already a disaster before, but COVID has opened the doors for a lot of places. A lot of states, their kids aren't going to school. They're not in classroom. And even if they are, the whole system is built on the bell curve. So you teachers, and I'm screaming loudly to them because my kids are tutors. And my gosh, if my kids can do it, you can do it. You've been a teacher with credentials. So I call it the bell curve is where it needs help. The special needs and specially gifted. They need tutors and help, and there's a ton of people. And if you actually have specialty things like music, I have a woman in Sydney, Australia, knew the pandemic was coming and said, I just want to go live out in the outback. I mean, not all the way in the outback, but I know this is going to be a while. She said, well, how do I teach music lessons? And I said, you're going to get cameras and you're going to put it on the piano and you're going to put it on your hand. She teaches now piano lessons all over the world. And now she's expanded. She's got other people who have come in. They teach saxophone, flute, clarinet, you name it. She teaches music lessons internationally through Zoom. One that I want to highlight is multiple languages. So many people have one language. If you have multiple languages, you can transcribe an enormous amount of work for a lot of people who have great amount of content, right? From books to recordings. So don't devalue or underestimate your brilliance of having multiple languages. So again, what is it that you do? If you like animals, do dog walking. I don't know, you like to clean your house. People do like to clean houses. Me, I get hives. Can't even do that. So whatever you like to do, let's put a simple business around it and let's get going. So here's what I'm going to share with you. There's a huge myth out there that it's going to take all this effort to get set up and then you go. right? And they actually teach this in entrepreneurial colleges, that it's going to take 6 months to get a business up and running. It's going to take 6 minutes in my world. Like literally, what do you want to do? You're going to say, I'll say, perfect. Now you're going to go out to this lovely place called Google, and you're going to look around for the prices of what it is that charges. Like, what's the prices that you could charge? So very quickly, you're going to do this. You're going to grab your phone. You're going to text a bunch of your friends. Better people that you don't know as well, because a lot of times your friends will say, what are you doing? You can't run a business, and they're negative Nelly, so just avoid those people. But people who you might have met along your path, you might say, hey, I'm taking my 2021 income and business really seriously. Do you have 5 minutes, 10 minutes to talk about it? And you're going to text, and I challenge you to do this right now. Text 15 or 20 people and then follow up. And maybe you're a photographer and say, you know what, over the summer, I'm going to do a lot of photography. I know your kids are going into high school. You might need some new family pictures, and just offer in-home photography. Walk into their home, take pictures. You could do it in their backyard. And I don't know what you're going to charge. Look at Google. There's people who charge. I don't care if it's $100. You can say, well, that's not enough. It's $100 you don't have. So notice that we're going to adjust and modify it as you go. But today, right now, without any legal structure, you can go make money. There's nothing illegal about that. The only time you have to have the entity, well, I think you should do that earlier, but legally, before you file taxes that year, you need your entity. You need your business license. If you're selling products, you need a retail sales license. You need all these little goodies. So at the end of this video, I'm going to give you a gift with a whole checklist of goodies that you're going to go get all of that, right? There is some stuff you got to do. Here's the good news. You don't have to do it. A lot of times your bookkeepers can do that. And you say, well, I don't have a bookkeeper. I know, but by the end of the year, you'll get one. So don't worry about that. Right now, I want you today starting, using the skills you have, make it simple, and go get some cash. We'll get it all legalized by the end of the year before your tax season, and then that's all you have to do. The only difference with that would be if you needed a legal license. Like, do you need a legal license to open up a shop and be a chiropractor or do massage or be an anesthetician? If you need a license, like in your area, then you do have to go get that legal license. Other than that, a lot of this stuff I'm talking about, you're just gonna go out and do, and just go make some money, right? I want you to know and have the confidence you can make money first. Then let's get you all legally set up. Now the good one, do you really need funding? So the faster you can make money, which is what I call bootstrapping, and I love bootstrapping. I bootstrap a lot of my companies, which means I go out and I sell the thing first. When I launch a book, I go out and sell thousands and thousands of copies of my book. And then I talk to my 1,000 pre-order, it's called pre-ordering. And I talk to them, I say, hey, you want this book? You want this content? I'm doing this right now. I'm gonna do a cryptocurrency class. So I'm pre-selling it. Right? So I'm selling. Then I go back to those buyers and I say, hey, what exactly do you want to learn? Because I want to make sure we nail this cryptocurrency class. So now I have a focus group. Now they're giving me a bunch of feedback. Now I know I'm going to nail that class. So I don't build the class and then sell it. I go sell the idea. Then I take the money and I go outsource it to somebody else to build the class, and I share some money with them. That is actually how millionaires work. So super fun. Do you need funding? I don't know. I'm a big bootstrapper. I love it. But we're in an era of printing money. Welcome to 2021 if you're watching the video at another time. The government's printing so much money. The Small Business Administration is giving out tons of loans to businesses to help grow your company. And I'm going to just go the simple route. Why don't you just call your credit card company? Here's your script. You're going to say, hey, credit card company, I'm on track to make $120,000 this year. Or 20. I have student athletes, they'll call and they'll say, I'm on track to make $24,000 this year. That's only $2,000 a month. Divide by 4, that's $500 a week. Divide by 5 days, that's $100 a day. For some of those athletes, I mean, that's 2 personal training lessons. That's 2 hours of work. That's not hard. So the difference is the script I just gave you. You don't call your card company in desperation and say, oh, please, could I have an increase? No, you're going to take control of the conversation and say, I'm on track to make X dollars. I need to make a business investment and I need a bigger line of credit from you. If you don't give it to me, I'll go somewhere else. You don't say that quite yet, but that's where you're going to say. So you're either going to give me the money, or I'll go to Discover, I'll go to Chase, I'll go to Citibank, I'll go somewhere else. Somebody who wants to invest in me and my business is going to give me the money. And by the way, I want 0% interest for at least a year. Now you just bought yourself free money. So there's a lot of strategies that I have in helping you get funded as you continue our conversation. But what I want to do right now is give you a fun, free gift. So that gift is a legal checklist. It comes out of my book called Put More Cash in Your Pocket. So I'm going to give you a couple chapters. I'm going to give you the 21st Century Lemonade Stand. I just love that chapter. It's kind of the starting point of what could you do? And then I'm going to give you the last chapter, which gives you all the legal checklists of all the things and when you have to do them and where you go to get the forms and the documents and all of that kind of stuff. So I got 2 amazing gifts to just get you started. You have no excuses. I expect money in your pocket like today. Why not? So click on the link below, go get my free gifts. Let me know how it goes.